Yeah.
to record content for the.
And
Jeremy
catch right
Borja, thick boy, bro. Look at those legs.
Yeah, look at the height difference between these two. This man Jeremy is built like me, looking like an athletic sweet potato. We got Tyler the Scarecrow up there.
All right, everybody, we're here live from the Pembroke Rescue Squad in Pembroke, North Carolina. Oxfitness MMA presents The Showdown. Tonight's fights are sanctioned by the North Carolina Boxing and Combat Sports Commission. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is an undefeated combat sports athlete, standing 6 foot 2 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds.
Man, Tyler is looking like an absolute unit.
Oh yeah, he's in great shape.
Yeah. He's gotten a little, I believe he's actually gone up in weight class, and look at the hype of Icy Mike, man. No one has the hype like Icy Mike in their corner. Oh, that is great.
Weighing in at 185 pounds, fighting out of Suffolk, New York, introducing Jeremy
man.
the Monster Borja.
I'm liking the composure differences between Jeremy and Tyler. Stoicism and someone looking like they're about to go into that little bit of Bruce Banner Hulk transformation. I'm liking the energy of both of these guys.
All right, like we said, Tyler Daxon representing Hard to Hurt. Borja, they said Oxfit.
Southpaw for Tyler, pawing, keeping the angle. Good long range.
Yeah, great cross there after pumping the jab a couple times.
Great posture from Tyler. Great range. Jeremy looking like he just wants to try and beat the range with the...
He wants to wrestle.
Yeah, well, he wants to jump off his heels, punch his way in, and ooh, great teep.
Nice teep there.
Great tight cross on the inside. Glancing uppercut, check hook on the inside from Tyler.
And then that check hook was right on the temple.
Yeah. He's doing a great job of he's making him bait right in front. Even though he's a southpaw, he's staying in front to give him a lunge in. He's staying just offline enough to get that left hand right on.
Borja is really biting on the feints in a big way.
He is, yeah.
Every feint, he really whips his head around and recoils like he's going to duck his head super low. And we all know what can happen if you do that too many times, especially we've already seen the uppercut. Oh,
great
what a
check
shot by
hook.
Daxon.
That lead check hook now on the outside of Tyler kept the perfect southpaw angle. Ooh,
Just
great
muscles him over.
body
Nothing
lock,
wrong
great
with that.
takedown, yeah.
Nothing wrong with
Jeremy
that.
just kind of holding on for the schoolyard headlock, man.
Hammer
Kids
fist.
do not do that.
That's not a bad idea if there's only 15 seconds left in a round, but there's a lot of time
There's
left
a
in
lot
this
of
round.
time, and that's going to burn your arms out. You can tear your AC joint.
Neon neck is a great thing to go
I was
to
just
here.
gonna say
There's
that,
always hammer fist as well, but man, he is latched on to that headlock, huh?
Yeah.
He's really burning his arms out. There we go.
There we go. He's freed out now.
Flat inside control for Daxon.
Oh, no.
Elbow to the body. As soon as Icy Mike said it, Daxon was delivering those elbows to the body, and he folds them up in a nice arm triangle.
Right into the arm triangle.
That
was
is tight.
quick.
That looks tight. He's feeding figure four.
He's walking it.
You know, when you're
and
that
that's
long,
the tap. What a outstanding performance of Tyler from Hard to Hurt, man. That was
Fantastic
a
debut.
fantastic showing for him.
Fantastic debut. Looks like he got his back cut up on one of those cage wires. Up
Man,
there,
I tell kids, you know, they don't show you is what your back looks like the day after a
That's
fight.
right. Yeah, for sure.
Those little gloves leave welts in weird places, man.
Borja just didn't get started in this fight.
No, yeah, Tyler's composure, his range, everything was just
We have your
on
winner
point.
by submission in the first round, Tyler Daxon. Hey Tyler, good to see you again, man. Hey, when I first saw you fight a few months ago, I tweeted, Tyler Daxon, I just saw him, he had his first MMA fight. Remember the name. You proved it again here today. How's it feel?
Feels good, man. Nothing really surprising. I put in the work. My coaches, what we expected. Oxendine's got to set me up for that 185 title, too.
I'm sure Oxendine believes the same thing too. Is there anything you want to say before you
a very concentrated area.
This fight is 3 rounds.
That is a whole lot of people that like to fight. That's all I'm hearing.
Fighting out of the blue corner, a wrestler standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 145 pounds, fighting out of Fuquay Arena, North Carolina. Give it up for Dustin, the Beast, Upchurch.
Out of Fuquay Arena, was not expecting.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a boxer standing 5'9" tall, weighing in at 145 pounds, fighting out of the Queen City. Give it up for Thomas TJ Somerville.
Not too far from our neck of the woods
No.
over there in Fuquay Arena. Dustin Upchurch versus Tyler Somerville. Tyler Somerville looks like he's got the high school gym shorts on from the 70s.
I dig the throwback shorts.
All right, both these guys a little longer.
Somerville already switching stances and swinging his way into a body lock right to the cage with a great takedown off the bat.
That's Upchurch.
Who did I say?
Yeah, you said Somerville. Somerville's on the bottom. Dustin Upchurch fighting out of the blue corner in the black shorts. He finds himself in the full guard of Tyler Somerville after a decent little shot. He's like smothering here from the top with like a figure four.
Almost trying to he looked like he was trying to just like rip like a can opener.
Yeah,
almost.
that's what I was about to say. That's a decent way to open the guard. It won't win you any friends in the training room.
No.
But it'll open the guard, especially in an MMA fight. And there's not too much of a difference between can opening someone and shoving their head into the fence wall, in my opinion.
Somerville is looking to try and get his hips out. He keeps going back to neutral in that guard, which is one thing I'm always trying to tell guys not to.
Well, you can do it, but you need an underhook or an overhook. He
Yes,
doesn't have
exactly.
anything. You can't just move to the side. You have to take an underhook and scoot out to that side. You have to take an overhook and, flatten your
And Upchurch doing a great job putting his head right underneath his chin to really smother and put his head in that wall.
Yeah.
Great job with that ground and pound right there. Wow. Good job by Somerville to get back on the feet. Back to that long jab. Upchurch not having much of an answer behind that jab.
Oh, he throws a head kick there, illegal in the state of North Carolina, but luckily for him,
I think he aimed it at the
Does
shoulder.
not
I think he aimed it for the shoulder. Oh, stepping back for a lateral. No.
we learned all too well at Fight For It, though, a couple weeks ago. It's not where you aim it that counts.
Ooh, that was a big groin shot.
Huge, huge. That could be the kind of thing Somerville needs. He
Yeah.
was earning a little respect on the feet, but
Yeah, I really liked what I saw behind that educated jab. He put that body kick to keep range. You saw Upchurch right there. He was switching stances, trying to decide. He swung his way in. He got into that body lock, but he needed to tighten it up a little bit before those knees.
yeah.
I'm definitely surprised by Upchurch's wrestling here from that get-go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had some
came
great
out with
instincts
aggression.
of keeping that
Well, what do we
posture
always say
improved.
when we're doing these shows? We see a lot of guys that are debuts, and more often than not, the person who's more aggressive in the debut just kind of usually overwhelms the other person because there's nerves, there's all these other factors that come into your debut beyond just fighting well in the cage. So if you bring the fight to them, start the fight early before they have a really chance to get rid of and dissipate those kind of jitters and nerves, it helps you get rid of your own too. It gives you a lot of confidence as a fighter.
And then nut shot time like this allows you to kind of get your head back in the game and go, okay, this guy can kind of wrestle. Here we go now.
Yeah, and I just think that, Somerville definitely has just slightly edged him on the feet.
Yes.
But Upchurch has landed a nice
Yeah,
overhand off that lead
Upchurch
hand.
is definitely still kind of leading the winning part of this fight so far. Just from the takedown, the ground and pound. Ooh!
Big shot
Big
there.
shots down the
On
middle.
the cross, he's hitting right in the back of the head. Larry Carter not taking too much effort there.
So there's a lot of leeway for strikes to the back of the head on the feet, especially because there's a lot more turning.
Yeah.
On the ground is when they really look for it because you can hold a person there and hit it. Back of the head shots like that, when there's all that tussling, is when they're like, man, you have to have that person like face to the cage and really directly hit them for you to call it.
that
And it's
one
the
was
same thing across
definitely-
like boxing and kickboxing. Yeah.
That one's
I've-
all rotation.
Yeah, I've been hitting the back of the head a lot on the feet. It be what it be. And now they're both just swinging on the feet. Great range from Somerville to stay out of the danger zone of the hooks.
But look at what Upchurch's response is. Wrap up the body lock and turn it around. Somerville had a great opportunity to get like a good position against the fence wall, and he just kind of pushed into him with no kind of plan on what to do with his arms. He just kind of hoped to hold them with his weight.
Yeah.
And you just can't do that against someone who knows what they're doing. And
Yeah.
I'm seeing just enough educated grappling from Upchurch to think
Yeah,
this guy knows what
he's
doing.
controlling the wrist really well right there.
He's winning the inside position,
He is.
which is what we talk about all the time with our guys.
Big shots from the clinch.
Upchurch is swinging.
Now
wild.
we have to see how is that going to play out for Upchurch as it goes on. Who's a bit more conditioned for the swinging and the banging right now? How do those first fight jitters feel? How's the body? These guys are both looking a little rough after their first round.
I think Upchurch is way more tired personally, but
Yeah.
but it was because he was swinging a little wild at the end there.
Yeah. Well, if there's one thing I see from Upchurch, and you hear me talk about this a lot, is don't confuse your striking breathing with your grappling breathing. And he's breathing like a grappler on the feet, which you will see that gas bar just drop. Now, on the feet, that's when Tyler was starting to kind of get back into that fight. Was it Somerville, I mean?
Somerville, yep.
Yep.
Tyler Somerville.
I'm trying, man. A lot of names in this little head of mine.
It's very rare that you and I do a show where there's not a lot of guys we know.
Yes.
This is
And
a-
I
this
like
is
that.
a
And I
very
like
rare
that,
show
yeah.
where like we don't know a lot of these guys, so
We
you know,
recognize a few names like the Key on here and like Steele. He's now off though. And here's the second round. This is going to be really interesting. This is always after a great back and forth that first round. Let's see which fighter is just a bit more ready for it. Who put those rounds in the gym? Ooh, Upchurch with some posturing, trying to
Questionable
punch.
posture.
Yeah, he's heavy shots though from Upchurch. Questionable stance, questionable form, but man, he hits hard.
he's tough.
He is a tough guy. Yeah.
And he's a scrapper too. Like,
Yeah,
you can just tell.
Somerville has a little bit of a looser composure. Going for a standing guillotine now. Maybe he's just trying to control the head along the wall.
Now, does he jump here? It looks like he's
trying to
do
jump.
not.
Do
Yeah,
not
this
do
is
that.
this is a
Yeah.
debut move.
I didn't see the overhook with the other arm. I'm like, that's not going to be there. Good jab and cross.
That's good
He has to
intelligence.
keep his hips back.
How many guys would have just jumped on that?
Ooh, I see a big takedown coming. Oh, he's jumping on that guillotine. Oh, great job going off to the side right away from that takedown by Upchurch.
I think it's
And now
obvious.
Upchurch is breathing heavy. He's trying to coast right now. The look on his face is kind of concerning right here. He's looking like he should have done some more work with throwing a bag around.
I'm quite interested to because we're this far into the fight, and I'm thinking like, okay, well, Upchurch wants to wrestle. That's his game. I have not gleaned at this point in the fight what Tyler's A game is.
Right.
Is he good at striking? Is he better at grappling?
I
Is
heard
he
the
more
announcer say that
comfortable?
he's a boxer.
Okay.
I saw, and that's where you see like he's a little bit too relaxed on the feet. He had good posturing, but man, here's the thing about MMA: you can be a good striker and then get hit with stuff that you have never seen before.
He's beating that arm out.
He is really
Right now.
beating that arm out. Yeah.
He's beating that arm, and he's looking at a triangle now.
Oh wow, triangle arm going to the arm bar.
Looking at that arm bar, and wow,
sits over to the
he locked that
triangle.
in tight.
Wow.
Is he punching or tapping?
He was punching.
Oh,
He
he's
was
trying
punching.
to choke. He's trying to reach and choke.
Yeah.
So the defense here is to posture.
Yes.
If you find yourself getting lower and lower, you're probably not getting
And
out.
now he's trying to adjust the arm bar. Just making it as bad for Upchurch as he possibly could.
Chaz with the slow zoom, very nice, Mr. Producer. That arm looks pretty in danger. Tattoos always make it look worse than it is, though. As somebody who has arm tattoos, I will say tattoos make the arm look worse, in worse shape than it is. You know, Upchurch is doing a good job of fighting out of this so far, but I really think it's because Tyler doesn't know how to finish.
He's not really cutting the
That-
angle. Now he's
that's
controlling the leg.
nice.
Oh, and look at this. Now we see Upchurch's gas tank is absolutely gone. It's looking like Somerville's had the harder rounds inside the gym, and he's starting to win the
He's a younger guy
dogfight now.
too.
Yeah.
He's a young guy. It's interesting because I still
He needs to
am
keep
like,
his
is
hips back.
he a
He needs to get his
jiu-jitsu
hip
guy?
back. Yeah.
Is he able to sprawl here? Does he know how? Okay.
Good
nice
job with the
sprawl,
hips.
Good sprawl.
Great.
If
He
can
needs to
this-
keep letting him cook for a little bit more right here.
Oh well, he's carrying him, no
Yeah.
doubt right now. But you see, when you lean forward in the sprawl like that, he's not carrying you anymore.
Yeah. All right, now this is it looks like Tyler might have gotten a little bit of wind back. Upchurch is having a hard time moving from his spot.
Boy.
You could see him right there when he was on the ground. Like during that scramble, man, he was like, I really am just kind of tired.
This is a very interesting fight now.
Yeah.
Now this has become a war of attrition.
Yes.
And we're going to see who has more. And honestly, it looked like Dustin Upchurch had a trouble getting up off the mat. We didn't have our cameras on it because Chavez was checking us out. But yeah, he looked in poor health.
Yeah, both these guys are looking like they are having a rough night at the office. But man, guys, this is what an amateur fight is. You quickly find out in your first fight, what did I do?
You got to be ready for the dogfight.
Yeah. And like, and I've been a coach for a while, you're now a coach, and you start seeing like, man, stuff happens that you might not have prepared for. That is the crazy thing of competition.
Shout outs to my coach, Cody Malte. He just made a post like this. He's like, you got to be grateful for an easy fight because you train for the dogfight to raise your game to a new level. So even if you didn't get that fight, you don't train to make the fight easy. And neither of these guys are having an easy debut right now.
No, they are not.
And this really is this feels like it's gonna come down to who wants it more. I mean, we've got arguably 1 round to 1 round.
Oh man, drops low again for a big slam.
If this kid could
big slam. I think Upchurch hurt his own head on that one. It looked like his head hit the mat on that pretty hard. I thought he was grabbing his head for a second.
Man, if this Somerville kid could sprawl, this would be a very different fight.
Yeah, his hips are very forward. He watched Upchurch shoot on him.
They're trying to get Upchurch to pass him out right now.
Is fighting Tyler like he is his little brother. That's kind of what this looks like. We see a little bit more just life experience, age, a bit more girth on him. Ooh.
Smother choke attempt here, and he really looks like he's selling out on this.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's thinking about tapping.
He is thinking about tapping right here. Oh, he's tapping.
Oh, wow.
Wow, with a smothered forearm choke there.
Not real. Kids, don't try that at home.
Yeah.
Or in the gym. Honestly, it seemed like Somerville just ran out of juice. I mean, we talked about how tired both guys were. I felt like a sub was very possible in that round just because of how tired both guys are. When you have a big guy or a guy your size on top of you and you're already tired, he starts laying on your diaphragm.
Oh my God.
It can feel a little bit like you're being choked.
Yeah.
But you can't. The problem is when you're tired, you forget how to breathe.
Yes.
And in those situations, when you're under attack and you're thinking to yourself, am I legitimately being threatened here with a submission? You have to go. And if you can do that, you're not. If you can do that, you're fine. You're just experiencing pain and pressure. And that is a move where it is very, very hard to finish that, even on people who know nothing about grappling. So
I was like, is he like a modified Ezekiel choke?
I think he
happening?
just quit a little bit there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can see there's just a lot of discomfort. You see a lot of forearm. You saw a lot of shoulder on that neck.
In the third round, Dustin, the Beast, Upchurch.
Great win for Dustin Upchurch there. He earned that one.
He absolutely did.
Going back to Fuquay with a win.
Yeah.
Dustin, man. How's it going, man? Nice to meet you. I see, take your mouthpiece out. I see you got a bunch of family over here. You got any message for them? You just went through a war.
Yeah, I just want to say thank all my fans and family coming out here to support me tonight. It took a whole lot of hard work to get in this ring. And once you make it in here, it's the best thing in the world. Thank all y'all. Love you, honey.
Dustin, as hype fans, we don't take that for granted. We hope to see you again soon. Give it up for the Beast!
Man, really, really good amateur fight right there. I mean, look, for two guys making their debut, that's what it looks like, man.
And a tough fight.
Yeah. Both those guys learned a lot about themselves in that fight.
I will say big ups and respect to the DJ for exercising a little restraint here. You know, too often I see fight cards go down, and it's like the DJ can't stop playing the music. You know, now it's like a little bit different. You know, this guy's like, all right, you know, you tell me when to play the music. Too many DJs come into these things and they're like, I'm at a wedding, or this event is not about the MMA fighters. It's about me playing music. Either of those mentalities are not the right mentalities.
All I can think of is the DJ from The Goods, Buy Hard, Sell Hard.
Buy hard, sell hard. Yeah, so speaking of Lumbies, we were talking about how Lumbies love to fight. Have you ever heard the story of the Battle of Hayes Pond, Trevor?
The Battle of Hayes Pond.
Yeah.
I feel like I should
Now
know
let
about
me
it.
regale you with the tale of the Battle of Hayes Pond. So, you know, in the 1950s, the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan in this area decided that the Lumbee Indians were their enemy, right? They said that they were, you know, mongrels and all this other stuff. Lumbies don't take a lot of they don't take a lot of compliments well, right? So like you start insulting them directly, things get a little weird. So the guy, I forget his real name, but his nickname was Catfish. He was the Grand Wizard of the KKK in this area. He decides to hold a rally right down the street from here. And he's like, we're bringing 1,000 members of the Ku Klux Klan, and we're going to destroy any Lumbies that show up. So they show up. Guess how many Lumbies showed up?
Probably 3,000.
500. Wow. Armed to the teeth. How many Ku Klux Klan members showed up? Less than 100.
Oh, no.
It did not go very well for the
imagine.
members of the Klan.
Did they ever get heard from again?
Well, they were beaten mercilessly and shot, but non-lethally. Apparently.
Yes.
The guy who started the whole thing with his loud mouth ran immediately, hid in the woods in the swamp, and then was eventually dragged out by the police and arrested and jailed for inciting a riot. So, victorious, the Lumbies celebrated by burning a bunch of their rally materials in the town square. Yeah, Battle of Hayes Pond. So a great story of triumph and victory for the Lumbee people against a timeless enemy.
Wow.
Evander Locklear.
An amateur officially.
And the #1 stunner is making his debut.
I believe so. I can't look that information up, but yeah, I do remember Burnell fighting on Next Level Fight Club against a member of the Oxfitness fam, and now he finds himself against Locklear, Evander, the #1 stunner.
All right, Larry, let's go. Here we go, round 1.
No glove touch. Front kick right to the groin to open up.
You know, when you see a lot of people from the same type of family, same heritage fight, you get to notice certain things about them. Lumbee people tend to be built long.
Yes.
And lanky.
Yeah.
Not known for their amazing calf genetics, but they can reach you from really far away. I mean, both these guys are built very long.
Yeah, for 145, these guys are really long. Locklear lunging for shots. Burnell got cracked early. Ooh, Burnell is coming with his head straight up. Both of them are trying to show their chin at each other.
This is
I think I saw a standing hammer fist from Locklear.
A classic tribe fight here.
Sharp knee.
It was Justin Arazus, Joseph Arazus, that Tristan Burnell lost to at Next Level Fight Club. Since
Good
then,
knee
he's also,
again, trying to snatch a guillotine.
Nice guillotine attempt here for
wow.
Burnell. He just needs to step over into mount. Oh, he's going to settle for front headlock here. Some guys will do that and try to sit back into a guillotine. And, you know, like I said, his legs are long, but he needs to get them over the hips. And that's another thing I don't like to see. When you put your head on the mat in the middle of a guillotine, that you want to lean forward, try to put your chin into the trap.
You need to bring your whole body into it.
Moving your head doesn't actually do anything. Now, what you should do is use this to get on top. You can definitely use this to get on top.
Yeah, he definitely just lost the advantage to get on top right there with that now headlock control.
I mean, he's got thin arms that can slide into some precarious spots. I'm sure he's got a mean darce, but that's the problem with the front headlock. It's very easily reversed with a simple wrestle up, and now Burnell trying to introduce some frames.
Just trying to get his arms in between him and Locklear.
He's grabbing. He's grabbing the back of the head.
I can actually hear them both grunting right now, through the ear.
Yeah, because they're both just grabbing each other and ripping on each other's heads and limbs. Now, if we see another smother
and now
show,
we have Locklear in mount, and he needs to be raining down punches.
Oh my
no! He just stood up. All right.
Jiu-jitsu's not real.
It
just
is not
stand
real.
up.
If you just don't want to do jiu-jitsu, like, don't do it. And now these two are just, okay, he has almost a collar tie, slinging uppercuts. Both these guys are just winging shots at each other. Locklear already breathing heavy after that.
Al Coley watching this with just an absolute look at the stain in his eyes. What a feint. Just run at them with your head straight up in the air and see what they do. And sometimes they just back up because they are so confused by your actions.
And here's what's frustrating is that Locklear could have just kept that mount and started striking. It looked like
Well, that's, when you...
Burnell just had
you
no
gotta
answer for that mount.
Yeah, that's like we talk about it all the time with our guys, right? There's a big difference between using jiu-jitsu in the gym and using it in an MMA fight.
Yes.
In an MMA fight, you have to constantly be fighting for position, almost like you're in a tournament where you're getting scored on your positions because you see how easily things can go awry.
Oh, absolutely.
He had a great control in that front headlock, and then all of a sudden, Locklear just decided, I'm going to just stand up here.
I'll just stand up and get up.
Not only did he stand up, he stood up while Burnell stayed on the ground. So, you find yourself in bottom position very quick when you're going for these front headlocks and these attacks. But, as the great Adley Edwards once told me, I'm not going for any submission that makes me give up top position.
Yes.
And I think that's a good mentality to have. That guillotine could have very knows that Josh has run. So, if nothing else, he's battle tested. Just the bluffing on Locklear is pretty insane. Like he just bluffs his way through a lot of exchanges.
Burnell doing the right thing, but trying to get the underhooks and just running into the wall.
But look at where his leg's at. That's perfect knee positioning.
Oh, and he just lost it by just trying to.
Well, I don't know. This is a good way to.
Good uppercut though. He's trying to save the position.
It's a good way to introduce his game because it's very clear Locklear doesn't know what to do here. So if you just make him carry you around, even if you're not necessarily getting the takedown, we talk about it a lot. Oh, outside trip for the #1 stunner.
And now it looks like he might actually try and keep that top position. Oh, no. Burnell just turning through.
But he tried
driving to the wall.
He tried to stand up, not technically, and that's what gave up the position. You can't just stand up. Earlier when he just stood up, he was in mount. He had the freedom to do that.
Not everyone is Derek Lewis.
You don't have the freedom to just stand up a lot of the time, at least if a guy knows what he's doing. But look at this sweep. Look at how he's breaking the posture down.
He put his feet into his hips, spread the legs out, and now he's sat back up. Put a knee into that body. He should put a knee into that body.
Burnell's folding here.
I think that might have been Burnell's last ditch effort. Now he's
on the 2-on-1.
Yeah.
He's on this 2-on-1, and it looks like Locklear doesn't know what to do about it. Right now he's just trying to muscle out, buying himself some time in the half guard here. Oh, big shot. Locklear's on top. This is the best look Locklear's had. And if I'm him, I'm not standing up this time.
No, he should not stand up from here at all. We're starting to hear some "Let's Go" stunner chants from the crowd.
I think that's his wife. Normally I think crowd coaching is pretty bad, but there's a guy who seems to be pretty drunk across the cage from us in a Poison t-shirt, and every time you've said something, he says it. So
yeah, he's a very educated fan. I like him a lot.
This guy might be the most educated shouter of all time. Heckler, MMA heckler, as I call him.
We had some good heckling for our favor when we were recording Josiah. There was the guy on the ground, just let your hands go. And then we were like, yeah, listen to him.
Listen to
now Locklear's doing the right thing by just staying on top. Oh, and he stands back up.
Now he was starting to lose the position though.
A little bit.
We saw the full guard come in. You see how long Burnell is, how long his legs are.
These guys are both just exhausted right now. Neither, Locklear's shaking his head. Burnell can't keep his hands up. What are your thoughts on maybe if a referee sees two guys like this, they could just stop it and call it maybe a draw?
I mean, I'm looking at the faces of our commissioners here, and they are they're not watching this with smiles. They're not watching this with their business faces on. They're watching this like they're filling out their tax forms. There's not a lot of positivity coming if they grab.
Yes.
And that like is the kind of thing you would see in a fight with two guys who don't know how to fight in a parking lot
Yes.
at Oxendine Tire Center down the street. Best tires in town.
And they are just walking back in front of each other. Burnell going with the magic hands approach.
Dude, if I was Locklear, I'd be kicking those legs, those little getaway sticks.
Locklear can barely keep
slamming
his
them.
eyes open.
He looks like he's falling asleep.
And he goes with a Superman punch out of nowhere.
That might be the only punch that's landed cleanly in this fight so far.
Yeah, there's been a couple little like tight uppercuts against the cage in the corner, but right now these two are just kind of standing here circling each other. Locklear just needs, like these guys need to throw jabs. They need to throw measuring low kicks. They need to always be doing something.
Well, there's one
And then there's that low kick you were calling for, follow-up hook, and it looks like that dropped Burnell, but Dale was like, nah, man, you didn't get hurt.
You know the deal. It's let him die fry time, baby.
That was the best combination from Locklear, just two shots. Right outside low kick to a right hook.
Dude,
like,
this kind of fight, you look in the cage and you see that Dale Fry is in there, that's the worst news you can have as Burnell.
yeah,
You're not going to be able to just roll over
Dale
and
looked
get
and he
the
was
fight
like,
off.
man, you're fine.
You're going to
Get
need to
up.
get up, dude.
Yeah.
I know you're faking.
Woo! Yeah, Burnell is trying to dive away from those shots. Locklear might be going for a last-ditch effort like arm in guillotine or an attempt at it.
No,
Tried to
he
clear
slid the
hand.
arm out now.
Yeah. Burnell's going belly down. Let's see what
gonna
he's
use
going
it to
for.
turn him. North-south now. And this is kind of one thing that I don't, I always tell guys I don't like to see you grabbing from the bottom, but in this kind of fight, especially if you're just looking to survive until the end of the round too, it's not bad.
I'm hearing a lot of groaning and a lot of grunting
Well,
from
you see,
these
he's
guys.
just trying to muscle him over. He's not changing his angle. He's not introducing frames.
If Locklear were to introduce some knees to the body on that side control right there, he could stop Burnell. It looks like he's just trying to squeeze and hold on, like he's not sure how to finish a submission. Now he's trying to step over for a mount.
That's actually a great step over.
That was a good step over. Locklear just needs to rain down a few strikes, try and get a little bit more control on this. And now Dale's going to try and watch this real quick. Oh, the mouthpiece is out.
Dead body Dale says you got to keep hitting him.
Locklear needs to keep following up.
Oh,
no,
man,
Locklear, you should stay on him.
Yeah. Icy Mike said it best. You ever need a break, just spit your mouth guard out. 10 seconds left. I think both these guys just want this to be over.
Yeah.
And much like them, I feel like everyone here in attendance kind of feels the same way. And mercifully, it ends after 3 rounds.
I think they're about to remove future UFC champion from their occupation part on Facebook. I think that's what I'm feeling after that fight.
Oof. Tough fight for both guys and for the viewers at home. If you're watching this and you're in the Pembroke area, the Robeson County area, if you could please bring me a caramel sundae from McDonald's to cleanse my palate of what I have just seen, that would be wonderful.
Is this streaming anywhere right now?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh.
I don't know where we're live, but we're live. Facebook, probably.
I'm just here to party.
YouTube, maybe.
All right.
If you're watching, we're here.
Good old Isaiah was asking me. Yeah.
Young Isaiah.
Young Isaiah.
The young master.
Yes, the young future GOAT.
Dominic Stansel apparently is watching. Chris Stansel says, I beat anyone in this promotion at 170. That's not a big hot take, Dom. I love you, Stansel, but,
He is a character. I do love when he drops in.
We have your winner by unanimous decision. He is the #1 stunner, Evander Locklear!
Great day for the Locklear family.
Evander, congratulations, man. You were one of my favorite post-fight interviews at the last one. What do you have to say to everybody?
Hurt or RKM fought, and you're right, man. He kind of looks like he was used to mold the Batman action figure
In the 90s. In the 90s, specifically. They're a lot
This
smaller
man
now.
looks like a
This fight
super
is 3
villain.
rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a look-see-do fighter, standing 6 foot 4 inches tall, weighing
Have a
in at
little
205 pounds,
Muldrow
fighting out of
style
Burnell,
fighter
by
here.
way of Shannon, North Carolina. He is Joshua, the Preacher, Locklear. And his opponent, fighting out of the right corner, a freestyle fighter, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 205
That
pounds.
dude is such a unit.
Fighting out of
Oh my
the
God.
Queen City, Ike Spearman.
Man, they printed this guy from the same machine they got Maurice Morris from.
Oh, no kidding.
Josh Oxendine's going to every gym in Charlotte.
Hey,
And
man, you
he's
want to fight?
recruiting guys to look like this.
Good for him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you miss your NFL tryout? You want to come? You want to come hit the heavy bag? And the Kill Crew fight shorts. Very nice.
And here we go.
Locklear in the Husqvarna orange. And Ike Spearman in the black.
Ike coming out southpaw, staying right in front though. Both just feinting to measure each other right now.
Yeah, I feel like feinting is always a big part of your game when you look like that. Like you know, people are going to expect power.
Woo, that was a
snappy.
fast kick.
Now, how'd you feel about the form on that? Because that looked kind of clean.
It looked pretty clean. I wish he had made the angle from it. He's got some good step through. He has a great reset from it. Oh, that almost looked like a kick to the groin.
Right
That
on the
was,
ground.
yeah.
I mean, I heard the plastic.
Yeah, man. When you're an open stance southpaw fighter, a lot of times, man, like when you're stepping off and that person throws that low kick, it just kind of rides up and catches you. Every southpaw has been kicked straight in the groin.
That was dead on the money. Yeah, when you're a southpaw, you got to condition those, right?
Your groin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Condition those things. It's like when the ties do that
you
shin
just
splinting.
you just have to buy a diamond cup and hope you got a
Hope
good
for the
one.
best.
Yeah.
Hope for the best.
That diamond MMA cup, all my southpaws get them, and they're like, yeah, it's great.
All right, Ike Spearman seems to have recovered here. Him and Josh Locklear touch
Maybe,
gloves. as they
maybe
get
that'll
ready to
have
go
him
back.
fired up a bit more, do more some outside kicks, maybe start stepping in a bit.
Showing that jab again.
Ooh,
Nice cross.
Good return from Locklear, yeah. He met that kick with that right hand. Ike still battering that outside leg.
You know, and that's the thing about Maurice when he came.
Locklear is not backing down at all. He is staying right in front of Ike, and I don't think Ike is used to that. I don't think he's used to being walked down.
Exactly.
Like, Locklear does not care.
There's also some hesitancy to throw himself into the fire.
Yeah,
Now, that's the
seeing
thing
it.
about Maurice. You know, when Maurice was a
Great,
1-0
that was
guy.
a great outside low kick with the angle, and that started to do some damage now.
Oh, yeah, that's
Now
great.
it's starting to add up a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not checking them at all. He's
At
not
all.
even moving.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's swinging for the fences on these leg kicks either.
No. I just wish
Look
you
at,
would.
look at the
welt. Yeah, it's starting to build up. He's starting to reach for it. It's when you don't hear the kick is when it does damage. He did one. See, that one had him turn in a little bit. That did some good damage. There's one that was almost silent, and that's when I saw him really turn that leg in. Big feint from Locklear. But, yeah, man, Ike is still just peppering that leg. And me, I'm not mad about it. Finally threw that left hand down the middle.
Yeah, that's what he's been needing this whole fight.
And now he switches to orthodox. Oh, I guess that was clean. Ike yelled, hell no. And then he ran right in. It was straight to the body on that.
Ike Spearman picks up the win. Front kick to the stomach, followed by some brutal ground and pound.
Cajun pound.
Caging pound.
Caging
yes.
pound, yeah. Massive, like he's calling foul. Ike said, no way.
He put him in the cheese grater.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at the monitor. I was
watching
at it
right here, yeah.
I'm sure we could see. Oh, actually, I could probably just do it on my phone because we're live. I could just rewind the stream a little bit. and I can give you my thoughts on if that was live.
Yeah, we'll see if we get a replay over here. But yeah, I mean, it looked like a solid body shot.
Oh, it's dead on.
Yeah, it was a dead on
The
body
camera
shot.
angle is dead on. Look, hold on. I got a shot here pulled up.
And it was a big straight kick down that middle.
I think he's about to throw it here in just a second.
He switches stances. Boom, there it is.
It was
right to the belly
bread
button.
basket.
Right
yeah.
to the belly button. That
No
was dead
dispute.
on.
It
Yeah.
almost went up into the stomach, like not just hitting the stomach, but
Yeah,
almost up into the
that
chest.
was very stabby, very impressive.
Very
yeah.
nice kick by Ike Spearman, leads to the finish there. That was on the money bread basket.
Yeah, and he had a great follow-up. He really did tackle his way into the cage on that one. Very impressive showing from Ike. I really like how he stayed patient behind that outside low kick. And then as soon as he switched stances, he took that right leg and just went right upstairs to the body. That was a great move.
By knockout, Ike Spearman!
So now this guy fought at 185 last time.
And this is 170.
No, this is 205.
Congratulations on your victory. Last time you fought in here, it was a really tough fight, but when I talked to you at the end of the fight, you told me, hey, I'm going to go back to the gym. I love this. I'm going to get better. You look great in there. How do you feel?
Hey, first of all glory to God. I put in a lot of work for this one. Shout out to my coach, John. Man, this shit is amazing. Man, I'm lost for words. All thanks to God, man. I can't do none of this without him. I said everything. If I got God with me, can't nobody stop me. And I'm just happy I got the job done. Hey, I want to dedicate this to my wife. It was her birthday on Wednesday, Big 3-0. Now we headed to Mexico on Sunday. I told everybody I got to come out of this motherfucker looking pretty. And what am I? Pretty in a motherfucker. Come on now.
All right, congratulations, man.
Great post-fight speech right there.
Ike Spearman!
Great performance from Ike right there.
Josh, you might have
something
another one.
Yeah, definitely something to keep your eyes on right there. Great mobility, great speed, great resets. Ike did a lot of things right in that fight. And Locklear, I mean, he stayed right in front the whole time. He didn't get much off.
Yeah.
He was presenting himself. I could tell Ike was just like, oh man, I thought you might step away from me a little bit.
I just need to get Ike a little bit more comfortable in there. That's I was gonna make a point.
Even though you're a big guy, that is another big guy in there with you. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh man, we're not too far apart.
But that's the thing about when Maurice was 1-0 or when he was 0-0, he had the same kind of look and kind of style, but he was willing to throw himself into the fire almost immediately.
Yes.
And that's something that you almost can't train or teach.
Yeah.
It has to be
It
there.
has to be there.
That willingness to just go for broke immediately. And, we see what kind of fighter Maurice is as a result of that. I mean, I don't think he's ever been in a boring fight.
Right, let's give it up for your next fighter. An Orthodox fighter, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds, fighting out of Red Springs, North Carolina. Give it up for John Victor Velez Oxendine Jr.
Jesus. What a name. Do you think that fits on a
And
driver's
his
license?
opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Kempo karate fighter, standing 6'5" tall, weighing in at 155 pounds, fighting out of Scuffletown, USA.
Yes, sir.
He is
6'5" of confidence. I love it.
Chavez Jr.
6'5" of confidence.
They somehow-
even Al's loving it.
Somehow he passed off his Tinder bio to the commission, it would seem.
If you can get the commission
he
to
literally
crack a
looks
smile,
he looks like a teacher that would be on the Wonder Years. He looks like he needs to be teaching Ben Savage in the Wonder Years, and he's here fighting.
And he toe touches the glove touch.
Toe touch. Oh man, he is Mr. Karate
spinning
guy.
back kick to the body off the bat, staying tight in the pocket, catches the overhand, and staying tight. All right.
Oh, you can't get into a kicking match with this guy. That's how you're going to set yourself up for a big spinning back kick.
That was a really tight spinning back kick. He caught a good right hand on the exit. Ooh.
Hunter Perez will be happy with that one.
Big shot.
Big
from
damage.
Oxendine.
Big damage on Chavez, but Chavez with a body lock.
Look at that. He stayed
Takedown,
on.
and the Pembroke Rescue Center is on its feet.
We got Oxendine on his feet, getting everyone to get going for this.
Chavez is on top, applying some pressure. We see him trying to shoot. We see Oxendine trying to shoot his guard up, trying to shoot his hips up. You know, one thing that I look for when people are in the full guard is their back flat on the mat, or are they curling their hips up into their opponent? He is doing that. So this guy has some jiu-jitsu experience, at least knows the basic goals of the position. Not seeing him fight for an overhook or an underhook immediately has me a little worried, especially as they get closer and closer to this fence where it gets harder to use just your hips. Interesting. Going to try to heel hook that shoulder, it looked like. Oh,
Walking his leg
oh,
up.
he's walking up nice.
For the
he's walking up nice on this high guard here.
Yeah. He needs to sit over.
Oh, good job by Chavez to sneak his shoulder back in. You know, that's the thing about the triangle attack. I was just talking to Josh.
Chavez is fighting Oxendine like he took his daughter out on a bad date. That's what this looks like.
Well, when you got 6'5" man on top of you doing work like this, it's easy to lose hope. But I think that when you see that triangle attack coming, you got to know I need to be all the way in or all the way out, and Chavez dives back in.
Yes.
And, you know,
I was still impressed with like how Chavez stayed calm in the pocket. Oxendine was starting to get his head up, starting to swing wilder, and Chavez still stayed tight. I really enjoyed that little chaotic 3-second exchange they had in front of us right here.
Josh Oxendine in the corner of Robert Chavez really likes the head in the cage. He said that's what I call for. Oh, and Chavez is kind of passing here now.
He is trying to pass.
I can't see because of Dale.
Oh, right into
over
full
to
mount. Great job
Stepped
by
right
Chavez.
over to full mount. And, you know, with 10 seconds left, he's easily won this round.
Absolutely.
You like that, huh? I knew there was 10 seconds before the clacker even went off. It's like I've been doing this for a minute.
This man knows how to count.
Nobody knows exactly how long 3 minutes is quite like me, besides maybe my girlfriend. With the high guard, is trying to stand out of it, but, you know, he just dove back in and was like, nah, we're throwing hands.
I thought I saw Chavez pointing to his left hand, maybe.
Well, he was telling Josh what he was going to knock him out with, I bet.
Oh. Oxendine came in with that big flying kick. They're swinging hooks right in front of us.
He's going for that
trip.
Oh my goodness! Wow, I mean, you just body lock the guy when he runs.
Well, no, yeah. So he body locked and he still hit like a little heel-to-heel trip.
I think our friend Carl from Self Defense Raleigh would really appreciate the strategies that Robert is implementing, because it's a lot of the stuff that you learn in basic self-defense grappling, right? Like if this guy,
back to
oh
mount
my
for
God, he
Chavez.
just steps right over to mount effortlessly, and he is riding this bull of a Lumbee man here.
He is.
And he gets to mount at like 15 seconds into the round this time.
Great place to be
and,
at
you know,
this time.
it took him the entire round to get here last time.
I mean, he measured on the feet. He's just smothering that forearm in Oxendine's face to get up and create space.
He's big chilling. He's big chilling. And, you know, Oxendine is doing the exact thing that I don't want to see guys do, which is try to punch from here.
Yes.
Like, that's like the last thing I want you doing. Oh, he gets his head a little far forward. Josh Oxendine actually in the corner called that beautifully. He said, you need to sit back, you're leaning too far forward. As soon as he said that, Oxendine Jr., his opponent, kind of leaned forward, and now we see a scarf hold.
Scarf hold, yeah.
Is this going to be a Karate Man winning by a Sambo hold?
He needs to hold on to that leg and start pounding that
dude,
face.
This guy knows what he's doing.
He does.
This guy's educated.
He grabbed his thigh
to
keep Oxendine's head in place, and he's looking for that ground and pound.
This guy's seen Fedor fight a time or two, I think.
That is great strategery right there from Chavez.
And if this isn't a 10-8 round so far, I don't know what you could classify as a 10-8 round.
You can classify this as a 10-8 so far, yeah.
Even in North Carolina, where we don't have the unified rules that are a little bit more liberal with the 10-8, I haven't
Chavez
seen
keeps trying to peel the hand away.
Gentlemanly John Oxendine on the bottom there, hits the back of the head, apologizes, and then immediately tries to swing for the back of the head again. He keeps crushing the diaphragm. He's rolling back on the diaphragm. Dude, this is exactly how you should be operating in scarf hold. You grab your own thigh, you constantly roll your weight constantly back onto the chest and the diaphragm. You make it feel like you're just crushing them with everything. Rib to chest, it doesn't get better from here. It usually gets worse. You want to try to turn to turtle, which I can see John Oxendine is trying to do right here. He's trying to get over. It's much easier to fight yourself out of a headlock position than it is this scarf hold. Oh, turning. This looks like he's watching TV at home.
I know.
Like it looks like he's in the Netflix position, as my old coach Cody used to call it.
I like that. The Netflix and chill. Very, very dominant round for Chavez.
Dominant.
Very easy job getting back to his feet. Barely sucking in wind. Very impressed with this man.
This dude's scrapping.
Yeah, and we were both loving how he was grabbing through for that thigh to keep that posture, to find that ground and pound.
I have so much respect for these guys that get in here and do MMA fights knowing they don't know how to grapple. Like, I that sounds like an insult, but it really is like it's just insanely brave to get in here and not know how to get out of mount.
Yes. Just a lot of feinting from Oxendine on the outside.
Well, you got to feint now because every time you sell out on a punch, he just body locks you and take you down. So now you start feinting.
Chavez catching that kick and driving him in. I mean, what an absolute
what a beast.
Yeah.
What a dog. Dude, he's using the dad strength.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just running him down. This guy, I mean, you identify a weakness.
If this was Talia's dad, I might not be married right now.
If you identify a weakness in your opponent, okay, this guy can't grapple to save his life. I know I'm a Kempo karate guy. I don't know much grappling either, but I bet I know more.
Yeah.
I bet I know enough to win this fight. And the story of this fight has been Robert Chavez on top. The only significant strike in the entire fight that he's thrown has really been that first spinning back kick. But
a big overhand, yeah.
And that big overhand you mentioned earlier. You said Liddell, right? Because he came from a Kempo background as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and it was right there, tight on the pocket, man. Everything that Chavez done, trying to find that knee on belly now. I think it's trying to find some knee strikes from the top right. One of my favorites. Just hit him whenever you can. Make that person as uncomfortable. Make them try to fill into the bad space. Yeah.
Sure.
Right now, he's letting him cook. It's the right thing to do. Stepping over to mount again, trying to, he might be stepping into half.
I'm sure Robert knows a thing or two about cooking. He looks like he can probably barbecue the hell out of
He looks like he can. All right, and they're getting back to their feet now. Dog fighting in the headlock position.
Now this is comedy gold here. Now I can only imagine what's going to happen here. We got double chin strap. Neither guy seems to be aware of
They're back on the feet.
They just stand up. That's probably the best case scenario for both guys, is that both guys make the decision to stand up.
Chavez still lighter on his toes, switching stances, keeping angles. Oxendine a little plotty. Ooh, big shot from Oxendine land.
Oxendine's got Chavez, but the body locks back.
The body locks back.
The body locks back. You got to be ready, dude. And it's like every time Chavez has gotten tagged, it's body lock time, and we're going for a ride.
He did a great job of just covering up and putting his head into his chest.
And he's doing some crazy
Oxendine
stuff
just threw an elbow to the spine. That was a elbow to the body now.
You see Chavez folding him up, and it really just seems like Oxendine Jr. has very minimal grappling experience. He just needs to sprawl and turn his hips over onto the head, and he's winning this position. But as he lets Chavez climb and get closer to him on the cage, I know he feels like he's doing something because he has his headlock, but he's going to the side that you can't be choked from.
Yeah.
Chavez knows enough about grappling to know if I circle this way, I won't be able to be choked. And that's like, I mean, how are you going to finish when you can't expand your back? Oh, but you can use it to sweep.
You can
with 10 seconds left. I mean, when you're down 2 rounds, you can't just chill and cruise right here. You got to stand up. That's the end of the fight. As this place explodes for Robert Chavez, who puts on a crazy dominant display in my opinion.
What is this man's age? I have to know. A little bit of wear and tear on Chavez's face from that last exchange.
That last exchange, he did get lit up, but it went back to the game.
But he stayed in there. He covered up and he stepped into that body lock, and that was something I was expressing to my guys today. I was like, I don't care. Like in a fight, you do have to go forward just intelligently. At least cover, step in. Yep. You're never getting out of these scotch-free. There's always that risk. When someone's swinging at
I always tend to lean towards
when
that
there's
side.
something like the second round where it's like Oxendine didn't land a single strike on the feet. Correct. Like that's where like in that first round, Oxendine still did.
By unanimous decision, Raging Thunder, Robert Earl Jr.
All right, Chavez Jr.
Raging Thunder.
I love it.
The karate god.
I love it.
What a fight, what a fight, what a fight, man. Give it up for Raging Thunder, everybody. He just put on a show for you guys. Hey, straight to media, man. You did a phenomenal job in there. How do you feel?
Awesome, awesome. I'd like to thank my Savior God first. Amen. God thought enough to give me this opportunity. And I thank all Gilbert who are all coming. Somerville County, Hood, Grace, wherever you are. And my opponent, praise God for that fight. You're a tough man.
Whew. You look like you can go another 3 rounds, dude.
Awesome.
Anything you want to say before you go?
I enjoyed myself, one and hopefully I'm glad to be back in those members.
All right, let's go.
Raging Thunder!
Had his debut in the backyard days of Josh Oxendine's Street Brawl series.
All right, fight fans, this fight is 3 rounds.
So we have
in the
Scott here
featherweight
with Shane
division.
Kiner in his corner, meaning he is out of the
Fighting out of the blue
Lumpy
corner,
camp.
a wrestler standing 5'8" tall, weighing in at 145 pounds, fighting out of Prospect, North Carolina, Hayden Scott.
Looks a little nervous, huh, Trev?
yeah.
And
Well,
his
I mean,
opponent,
he is
fighting
normal.
out
Yeah,
of the red
yeah,
corner,
perfectly normal.
a striker, standing 5'7" tall, weighing in at 145 pounds, fighting out of right here in Pembroke, North Carolina. Give it up for the charismatic one, Mr. Mayhem, Cameron Locklear.
The announcer's crushing it.
He's doing great.
He's doing amazing. I told him, dude, that was phenomenal from
Member
his
of the
end.
tribe, too.
Yeah. He was asking us for advice, and I was like, man, you're crushing it. I just yelled at the back of the room.
Caden Scott versus Cameron Locklear about to go down here. Only a few fights left here in Pembroke. Quick night for you. Beautiful production here on Carolina Warrior TV.
Yeah, like we said, Chaz is a one-man army with this production equipment he's
Zero
doing.
cameraman, director, producer, camera.
Oh, great feint to level change jab by Scott right there.
He's circling a ton.
Yeah, I think because he is just locked and loaded with everything he does. Oh, big hooks and exchanges. Big body slam. Oh, my God. What a drop-off suplex. Hammering away. Locklear holding on the leg. He backpacks to the choke.
His arm's stuck.
His arm is stuck. Finish. Just dive bomb. Do something cool, Locklear. There's not much else he can do.
Locklear's got that. He's holding on for dear life there.
He
but
is.
That choke is still there, even without, especially if they're not.
Oh my God!
Jesus
Christ!
It's pandemonium here in Pembroke as Caden Scott is on the back of Locklear. I can't see what's going on with Locklear's head.
One of the best finishing sequences I have ever seen. That was amazing.
Did they get that guy the Captain America shot before he came out here? He threw Locklear like a suitcase.
Lord!
Jesus Christ!
What a roller coaster of a fight. That was a lot in less than a minute of fighting? What was the final time on that?
The entire town of Pembroke, North Carolina felt a shock wave.
That was great.
As Cameron Locklear was
Marty next to us,
absolutely
our technician was like, that was crazy. I think we were all on the same ride on that one. That was a lot.
Cameron Locklear got yeeted and deleted by
yeeted and
Scott.
deleted. That was something else. I love it. Man, just the instinct, and like you heard Shane in the background yelling, just hit him, just hit him. And he was out, look at that, and even Locklear's talking about it, he was like, man, you had me out. Like, that was something else.
Now that kid is strong.
Very strong.
Who knows if he could have done that for another minute if it went on, but wow.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was great. That is
your
worth the
winner
trip in
by
the
way
night.
of submission in the first round, Caden Scott.
Wow.
before we get the real business, talk about that first round and what you expected going in and how it happened.
Just go with the motion, man.
So, all right, Kaden, I have an announcement to make. You just punched your ticket to a title fight in November in South Carolina against Joseph Aruz. I'm going to have these fighters face off because it's all respect. What's up, Joseph? Joseph, after that performance, what can you expect come November?
All right, he's definitely going to bring it.
Short and sweet and humble. We'll let you guys face off. Give it up for Kaden Scott!
Yeah, it's a good free, yeah.
All right, man. This fight is 3 rounds.
Those
in
are
the
nice.
heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a wrestler standing 5'9" tall, weighing in at 245 pounds. Fighting out of Magnolia, North Carolina. Give it up for City Pretty Boy Swain McGee. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a grappler standing 6'2" tall, weighing in at 250 pounds, fighting out of Scuffletown, North Carolina.
Scuffletown, North Carolina, let's go.
Micah Oxendine.
Those lumpy legs. Those lumpy legs. Those getaway sticks they got.
Well, just like your personal trainer told you, this man's ass is in his chest, just like you do. Big, he's hurt bad from that jab. He's trying to put his mouthpiece back in.
Oh, Rico
this is
slams
over.
him. Rico's on top.
Yeah.
This might be over quick.
Rico got that big, heavy jab, and now Oxendine is just laying belly down, trying to turn back in, trying to get back to his feet. Oxendine is turning away. He's hurt.
He's bad hurt. He's in there with a stud, too.
Yeah, if you get hit by someone 5'9", 240 that is that solid, then that does not feel good. Ooh. Big hooks to the body. Oh, Oxendine giving it right back, though.
What is happening? But, we know that he's a good wrestler. We know Rico can wrestle. And now
Oxendine got a little too overzealous for that exchange.
Oh, big shots.
He needs to follow that ear.
Educated
He's
shots.
back. Yeah.
Oh.
He's just standing back up.
A lot of that tonight. Very rarely do you see that these days.
He's coming for the knockout. Let's see how this goes. They're both circling away. I'm not liking the body language of Oxendine right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Not liking that at all.
You can read a lot on a person, even like with their presence before the fight starts. And you can see that Oxendine was maybe trying to find his way to get in gear, trying to feel where he's at. Well,
those are thudding, too.
Oh, those are thudding shots. He's grabbing the cage. He's grabbing the cage. Oh, man.
That was a extremely blatant fence grab.
And that's just what saved him from getting slammed through the canvas. Now they're just circling, waiting.
A lot of jawing from the corner of Rico.
Now, I will say this. Rico also did get hit a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got hit.
And it will make you suck it. Oh, big thudding right hand going back for that body lock.
He's grabbing that fence.
He's grabbing that cage again. We could see him getting DQ'd.
Wow, those are two extremely blatant ones.
Yeah, I'm not liking what I'm seeing on Oxendine's face here. He's looking like he's a little just kind of confused.
Dead Body Dale is on patrol right here, dude. This is not looking good.
What is
going on?
Here?
I'm not sure what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm getting this from I'm seeing Oxendine's corner telling me you have to go fight him.
he might be just concussed, dude. Like, he might
Yeah,
be, like,
there were a lot of signs that I saw, like, from his body language, his presentness in the cage, he might not be all there before the fight even started. And then getting hit with that jab in the get-go doesn't help. Oh! He just hurt Rico.
Rico's
Now Oxendine's back in that fight a little bit.
10 seconds left here in this round, the first opening round here. Overhook, working the overhook. Maybe he's waking back up a little bit.
Very weird first round.
Scary first round, dude. Scary stuff. Josh does not like it either. What? Can you do that? Can you do that after the round's over? Why didn't he do it in the middle of the round?
If you have a white Tahoe with a 30-day tag, we need you to move your vehicle when someone's trying to leave.
Yeah, usually they will still, like, take him to the middle and call it.
It's interesting. Larry did the same thing at UFC Charlotte. He took 2 points after a round was over, and the broadcasters were confused about it as well. So maybe in North Carolina you can do that, but I know that under the unified rules, I don't believe you can do that. I think you have to call it in the round. It just creates confusion for the fighters, because then you have to go and explain to them what happened while they're trying to get advice from their corner, or while they're trying to think about the fight. Like,
now Rico is getting gassed up from his corner and his friends here. Let's see how the second round plays out. Not liking what I'm seeing out of Oxendine. I don't think he even knows the round has started.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where I'm like, as a coach, you gotta know that the towel is an option.
Yes.
And I can see that Josh Oxendine has the towel in his hand.
Oh,
that
big
is tough.
suplex.
I mean, dude, that's wrestling experience 101, though. Like, it's gonna be very hard for him to survive in a prolonged underhook exchange with a guy of that was of that level when he wrestled. D2 wrestler. Ooh. Beautiful belly-to-belly suplex. And now we see just crushing on the chest. The head is nowhere near the. It's almost like. Oh, interesting. I don't know what we saw there. I mean, two smother chokes in one night. And that one was even more egregiously fake than the last one.
Yeah.
I think he got concussed early.
I think that, to be honest, I don't know if Oxendine was there before the fight even started. Just what I saw from body language, I think he's he kind of hangs out somewhere else than we do, on a regular day.
You want to know which way you want him to face the fighter.
Oh, which way do we need Dale to face? Oh, the camera.
Camera's right there.
Camera right there. Yep.
Hard cam. Dale's always thinking about the production. He's
Yes.
He's always a true professional. He's always thinking about the show.
That man
He's
has
about
always
presentation.
looked good for a picture.
I mean,
I've never seen a bad picture
he's
of
used
Dale
to being
Fry.
on camera.
Yeah.
Your winner by way of submission in the second round, City Pretty Boy Swain Buggies!
I mean, you look at Dale Fry, and it's easy to understand why he was Ryan Gosling's stunt double in the film The Notebook.
I thought he was Ryan Gosling's dad. All right, now we're coming down to our last two fights of the evening. Oh,
How you feeling after that, wrestling showcase?
I'm a little tired. I'm ready to get a burger or something. I'm hungry.
Well, I'm pretty sure the contestants got some food. It's clear that your game plan is
Someone get this
wrestling.
man a cheeseburger.
You went in there, you took care of it. We finished it by submission. What can we expect next from you?
Next time you will see a knockout. I promise you that. Ain't that know you, baby?
All right, give it up for Swain Buggy!
All right, Chaz has a replay for us here, I think, on this, and I'll try to be as nice as possible. All right, so what you normally would see from here is somebody try to do an arm triangle.
Right.
But the arm's on the opposite side of the head.
Alright,
He
fighters,
gives
we
this
got
signal
two
like
fights left.
I'm okay,
And
like
they're
it's
both
so-so.
title fights. I hope you
He's
can
grabbing,
share some
he's
energy,
kicking.
'cause we're about to see
He
some
taps the
hands
mat.
being thrown in this game.
Maybe he
Are you
verbally
ready?
taps, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are you ready?
I mean, sometimes when you have a heavyweight on your neck, it just doesn't feel good.
But you don't. It's not even. He's not even putting his shoulder into his chest like the other
Give it up for your
cam.
next fighter.
I'll call this one a
Darius
bouncer choke.
Jackson.
I like that Star Wars screen wipe at the end too.
I thought he had
Main event of the evening. 5 rounds for the inaugural Oxfitness MMA Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Muay Thai striker, standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 235 pounds, fighting out of East Fayetteville, North Carolina. Give it up.
Yeah, Element
for
Jiu-Jitsu is the
Darius
new jiu-jitsu school out of Fayetteville. Yeah, Pat was telling me about that. That's right.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a boxer, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 225 pounds, fighting out of right here in Pembroke, North Carolina. Give it up for Quan Big Ox Oxendine.
Whenever heavyweights fight like
Okay.
this, and I'm sitting cage side, I feel
So,
like this is how his city sees two
Darius
kaijus about
Darius
to fight.
Jackson, 3-0 as an amateur.
All right.
Fought on a couple of like really good shows, and they call him NyQuil because he puts him to sleep. This guy that he's fighting, Quan Oxendine, 0-1. Lost to Nicholas Key.
Nicholas Key is no joke. But how this is a title fight, little curious.
But I'm saying Darius Jackson, probably Studley, if I had to guess.
Fast push kick, great guard, great base from Jackson, lunging jab. Great low kick for the big guy. Jackson not biting on the feints at all.
Except that one.
Oh, Jesus, the impact of that.
The two men collide, and it seems like it's Jackson who lands the cleaner of the two
Oh.
shots.
Staying tight down that middle while Quan, and great double leg from Jackson.
Beautiful double leg from Darius Jackson, former D2 wrestler.
You can tell by the ham hocks for legs.
Oh, dude, if there's 3 smother chokes tonight, we going Sizzler. In the words of B. Schaub, we going Sizzler.
Well, we're not too far from Fayetteville, so I believe the last open sizzler should not be far from here.
Well, you see now Darius passing to side control. Quan Oxendine trying to use the fence to create some space. But when they're this high up, and now look, this is a legit, like, let's move to a legit choke. I think Jackson may be cut.
Wait, his nose is leaking.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so there's some blood going on
Yeah,
here.
I mean, they both collided in the middle, and we could feel the vibrations of their shots meeting.
And honestly, you know, one thing about doing this strategy, it's not getting you out of the position necessarily, but you notice that Jackson can't pass the mount when he's like that.
Yes,
Now,
big grounded
now
pound from
trouble.
Jackson with the rear naked choke.
right here in front of us, Darius Ray Jackson got the rear naked choke. NyQuil strikes again. And it looks like his family's right behind us here. They're going
They are
absolutely
going
nuts.
nuts. We had the best seat in the house with the family.
NyQuil puts another one to sleep.
Moves to 4-0.
And now the heavyweight champion of this promotion.
Man, that fight went about as I expected. That was a fun, quick ride, too.
Yep.
Your winner by submission in the first round, Darius Nyquist Daxon! I'd like to be the first one to congratulate you on your victory, Darius. I'd also like to be the first one to say congratulations. I hear that you're about to go pro. How was your last amateur MMA fight?
Hey man, the boy right here said 200 people fighters back to back. Nothing but respect for him. Want to shout out God, can't do anything without him. He said that we ain't coached for long enough. Now tell the team on the stage, Jesus with this race, baby.
So, you call yourself a wrestler, but you clearly put the hands on him. Was that the goal the whole time?
Man, I'm a fighter, baby. Been telling these dudes I can do anything. I'm going to be the best in the world one day. And I'll show y'all the time to come again.
I appreciate that. Give it up for the champion, Darius Daxon!
Wow. Man, this room has been so loud, and I love
Let me
it.
just break this down a little bit for you. Nicholas Key, 2016, 27-5 overall wrestling record, 14-2 duels record, 7-0 in SoCon play.
North Carolina, he's Diesel, Mike D. Locklear. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a wrestler standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 205 pounds, fighting out of Laurinburg, North Carolina. He is the reigning, defending, undisputed Oxfitness MMA light heavyweight champion, Nicholas James Dean.
All right, so Mike Locklear, 0 amateur fights on record. I think he has been in some of these shows that were not commissioned because he is a member of the tribe, obviously. Vintage tap out shorts. We have Nicholas Key in the RDX Amazon MMA shorts.
And, oh, man! Nicholas Key right onto his head. I look like he caught that knee right on the face.
I can't
And that
believe
was a
that he
huge
got
shot
away with
right
that.
there, yeah. But look, I mean, he hit him in play with it, and
Yep.
this is all going down
He's
right
on
in
the
front.
back. It's
Key
right
taking the back
happening right
already,
in front of us.
raining down strikes, just relentlessly pounding away, cross-facing to try and peel away, to look for that rear naked choke. Sitting back,
Sucked it in. He rolled him crazy on the inside wrist, outside wrist
controlling
control.
the hands to attack. As I always tell people, follow the ear, not the head.
Oh, he's under the chin now. He's starting to ride him up. You
Oh,
see
man.
him grabbing onto the glove,
He is
inside the
stuck
glove,
between-
super illegal.
Between
Dale,
a rock and a
like, what
yeah,
is he
oh, look
doing?
at that. His glove just came off. Look at that.
That's got to be one of the most egregious glove grabs
Yes.
I've seen in my time doing this.
He just
I've
pulled his thumb. He just,
very rarely
it
seen a
looked
guy.
like he just tore the glove almost.
Well, shout out to Serena Cage, first of all. Second of all, it's very rare I've seen.
Oh, no,
a guy-
I'll say this.
you got-
That is a good glove. That man had a death grip on his thumb to try and peel away.
Think about how much tape there is around the glove, inside the glove. The hands are taped. It's so tight when you have one of those gloves on.
Oh,
your hand
and
like that.
Dale is making him start back, belly down. Oh, back in referee's position.
That is the least Dale could do in that
Yeah.
situation. That is the very least. And you got to believe.
Oh, wait, and we got
that-
Al saying something about it, maybe.
See, this is why they don't do this. This is why they don't do this, though, is because there's always confusion, there's always jaw, there's always talk. But
Nicholas Key going right back to control,
just
easily pops
so
over to mount.
strong with the grappling. I mean, the control and the awareness. Dangerous situation. Arm triangle threat for Key. He looks like he's in a good position to finish this. He just needs to walk his hips to the outside.
Oh, and he's stepping over heavy.
That's
He's
it.
going belly down.
There's no way you survive this. Key's not squeezing yet.
He's not even squeezing
He's settling
yet.
him. He's settling him. Watch him as he
He's
sinks
just
in.
sitting. He's
as
just
as
sitting.
the hips get closer, he will squeeze more and more. And you can see, look at Mike's face.
Oh,
He
now it's
managed to get out though. He managed to turn over.
He kept turning, yeah, but you can see like he was being very patient with going belly down.
He wasn't exerting himself there.
Yes, that was a very smart move. He made Mike Cook big time with that.
High level grappling, to be honest.
Lots of awareness, very intelligent hips. Going right back for that rear naked choke. Getting the hooks in, flattening him out. Even the DJ's getting in
Now
on the
he's
action.
under the chair. Oh man, the instinct of survival for Mike Diesel is high, but he's in a more precarious position. He's in a position that he'd rather not be in the words of the great Macho Man.
Oh,
Randy
wow.
Savage.
He chin strapped him sitting back. He is big brothering him right now.
I can't believe that there could potentially be another round of this. This is such a bully beatdown. They've torn down the barrier here in Pembroke.
We got the preacher himself.
They have invoked
that is,
the wrath of Josh Oxendine now.
I do love how Josh Oxendine just parted the seas of Lumberton. That is impressive.
You think Lamont or any of these other promoters could do that with the mere word? I'm telling you, he knows how to command the crowd.
Oh, and there he
North-South
goes.
choke for Nicholas Key. It's over.
Yeah, the DJ called out.
The champ retains his title by submission in a completely one-sided affair. Domination on display from bell to bell for Nicholas Key. You can't ask for a better performance than that. Still a young guy, still got a lot of time ahead of him, a lot of fights ahead of him, but man, you talk about talent, you talk about ability and skill, that's some high-level grappling and wrestling on display.
Yeah. Do you think that Nicholas Key will be sticking around at 205, or do you see him having a future at middleweight? He looks like he might
looks
be
like he could stretch it. He wrestled at 197.
Yeah.
So you got to think that that's what he wrestled at. He probably can't get much lighter.
That's very true.
Because those guys cut a lot of weight.
He is, he's a very, like, he doesn't look like a Jack individual, but you look at him, and he is a solid dude. He has a total grappler's body.
Mike Diesel looks like he's been in a car crash.
Yeah. Looks like he went through a car crash, a divorce, a funeral, all in like 3 minutes.
You come back here, you're in shape. How do you feel after this performance? Feel good. Like a tough guy. I don't even talk a lot quickly. You got heart. You gonna lift it up. Yeah, now. People in the close. Yeah, I've seen Mike talks a big game, but he brought it. If I've ever seen it, and we appreciate that here in Pembroke. Nick, what do we expect from you next?
Pro fights here November 10th. That's big news.
Wow,
dude.
yeah. And that'll be the show in Dillon, South Carolina. Is that what we heard earlier?
I appreciate that. Give it up for Nicholas James Key!
Phenomenal fight. Great
Phenomenal fight by the champion.
Yeah, I really liked how the flow of the fight night, the fights just got better as it went on.
Way better.
Like the Burnell Locklear fight, I think we can all try and like forget that one, not to be mean, but that looked like those guys need a lot of, those guys need a lot of work.
So here's the replay on this North-South choke. This is one of those moves, right, that if you're a wrestler, bring that back for me one more time, Chaz. If you're a wrestler, this is a move you're very familiar with because you end up just breaking people in the gym and not having other ways to finish them. But dude, I have been doing jiu-jitsu for 7 years. I can probably count on one hand the number of times I've made somebody tap with this because it's not a move that's very easy to understand or do right off the bat when you start jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But like my friend Kevin Satterfield, very expert in this choke. A lot of guys have great north-south chokes, and that is one of the best ones I've seen in a long time.
That is a very clean north-south.
I was so impressed with the patience of Key. He did not exert himself or strain himself at all in any of those big grappling exchanges. He was fully in control without exerting much athleticism, just pure technique on his play.
Yeah. And it's great, like that's when you see like that experience in wrestling take place where it is easy for him to take his time to control another human being. I tell people, if you haven't done that dance, you do not know how hard it is to easily control a man like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. All right, guys. Well, we had a blast here.
This was a great night.
Short drive for us, so we'll definitely be back. And we had a blast here with Chaz. Shout outs to our producer.
Hey, and
shout outs to our camera robots here.
Yeah, I love that.
I normally shout out the
Chaz.
cameramen, but I guess I'll just shout out Chaz for bringing such awesome cameras. Shout outs to the people of Pembroke and the people watching and the entire Lumbee
Great
tribe.
audience, great venue, and I think that you will be seeing us here like in the corners of our guys in the very near future.
Yeah, I agree. We are going to be looking tan, I bet, if we keep hanging out here.
There's the man,
Big LC Larry Carter. Love him. All right.
Yes,
ladies
sir.
and gentlemen, this is Dylan McGrath and Trevor Hayes signing off from Pembroke. We'll see you at the fights.